Have you ever wondered how to take a Raspberry Pi camera feed from a Raspberry Pi camera and put it into a Pygame window? Well, here's how to do it. I'm using the Picamera2 library. It's a common one and it should come installed already on a Raspberry Pi as of 2022. So you shouldn't need to install it, and it can do a bunch of stuff, but for the purposes of this, we're just going to be using it to take the image from the camera and get it onto the Raspberry Pi. It's kind of like the interface for that. The next one is NumPy, and that one also should be installed already. The packages I'm using for this should be all there. And the last is, of course, Pygame. The reason why you clicked on this video. So now that we have all the packages that we need for this, let's get started. First off, we'll start by importing Pygame and then importing Picamera2. We'll also use NumPy, and that's just to convert the image from one format to another so that we can use it in Pygame. Camera equals Picamera2, and this will create our camera instance so that we can actually access the information from the camera. Next, we'll configure the camera, and there can be some extra things added to this line to kind of change the way the camera works and stuff like that, but the default should be pretty good. Then we'll start the camera, and this just gets the camera going. Now we'll open up our window to the Pygame, so we'll do screen equals pygame.display.set mode, and these coordinates are not for the actual resolution of the camera, like to set that. It's for just the window itself. So how many pixels do we want our new window to be when it opens up? But I set mine to the resolution that this camera will output. Now we'll get into the code for the main loop. This is the code that runs every single frame. So all this stuff before was just set up. We'll start with a while run and then the event handler. So anything that happens on the keyboard or with the window itself, just all the events, all of that will be returned. I have mine so that when you hit the X in the top corner, then I'll set run to false, and that will exit us out of our main loop. So the first thing we'll do is set the screen to black, and this will happen every single frame so that when we put something on the screen and then we draw another frame on top of that, we need to actually clear the previous frame, otherwise it'll just keep going. So we'll set everything to blank. And then we'll actually get the image from the camera. So we'll do frame equals camera.captureArray. Now it comes in a list format, and we'll need to manipulate that list to be the right form factor. So this next line seems kind of strange. It's not very normal, like syntax and everything, but it does the job. The data comes in as a list format with sublists, and then it will just shave off the last value, and that's the alpha channel. So it'll change it to 3 values, which is the RGB. And that's what we need for Pygame. Now this next line will do another conversion where it converts it to an array, specifically NumPy array. So what that does is it just converts it to 256 values. That's what all normal RGB values are, just 255, 255, 255. It's a common format. And so this is what actually converts it to that instead of just a giant list. Next, we'll do a np.transpose, and this will just rotate the image. So there's some values in there to do that because it comes in naturally sideways. So we'll need to fix that. Now this next line is where the magic happens. Pygame.surfArray.makeSurfaceFrame. This line will actually convert it to a Pygame surface, which we can then put onto the Pygame screen. And then I just put it on 0, 0 on the XY coordinates. You can put it anywhere on the screen, use it for your own purposes. I just had mine so that it fills the entire screen. So I put it at 0, 0, which is the top left corner. Now this last step in the main loop is very important. I use pygame.display.flip. You can also do pygame.display.update, I believe. They both do the same thing, they just update the screen. They just work slightly differently from each other. This is all we should need to have our window. This is all code we need for that. So after we close the window, we need to close things out. So we'll do pygame.quit, and that will just close out Pygame, close everything out properly, and close the window. And then we'll do camera.stop. So you might remember we did camera.start, now we do camera.stop. Now we can run the program, and it should all work. Now this is live Raspberry Pi camera feed into Pygame. This is a Pygame window that I can use with the active Raspberry Pi image, hit the X button, close it out of the program, and it is done. Congratulations! If this program works for you, you now have a Raspberry Pi camera working in a Pygame window. Now all the code for this is in my GitHub page. There should be a link in the description below, and you can just download it, follow along, and just have fun. If you have any questions about this or any errors with this, drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to help you. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It really helps out a lot, and see you next time.